Hey, welcome back, y'all. This is another Hook Chaser Severe Weather Briefing. It is currently May 8th, Wednesday, and we have definitely seen an uptick in severe weather for today as we have a level 4 out of 5 moderate risk in place for portions of Missouri, Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky, and those areas. And this is mainly going to be driven by a couple factors. We do have that 10% hatched area for significant long track tornadoes, not out of the question for portions of Missouri, Indiana, Kentucky, and that massive 5% risk going all the way down into Texas, almost Austin. And I do think we could get a couple supercells down here in the Texas area later on tonight, about 5, 6 p.m. Maybe a potential tornado down here. So definitely keep an eye on that if you're down here in Texas. The wind risk, that's going to be another big issue. A 45% for significant winds up here in the same areas, Illinois, Missouri, and Kentucky's hurricane force winds not out of the question. We could see some storms possibly gusting as high as almost 100 miles an hour in worst case scenarios. And that goes all the way down to the Texas area as well. And the hell risk, that's going to be a serious issue for today as well, guys. We could be talking about baseball to over softball size hell. A 45% chance for significant just points east of Springfield, Missouri, going into Tennessee, just west of Nashville, going into Indiana and Illinois, and that significant risk, yet again, is going to go all the way down here, down to almost the Austin area as well, but only a slight risk down there as well. And unfortunately, it doesn't stop there. Tomorrow, May 9th, Thursday, we have a massive slight risk. It's very weird. It's kind of they pretty much got it going all the way from Central Texas all the way to the Eastern Coast, but massive slight risk stretching pretty much all the way up to almost New York, going all the way almost down to pretty much Jacksonville, Florida, and then all the way back into Texas. And right now, tomorrow has been upgraded to where I personally live here in Killeen, Texas, north of Austin. There is an enhanced risk in place, and this is going to be driven by a 30% hatched area for significant large hail ranging in 2+ inches in diameter within this red slash black picket shaded area. And then we're also going to have that wind risk, only a 15%, not hatched, could be upgraded in later outlooks. We'll have to keep an eye on that. And then tornado risk isn't that high for tomorrow. It's kind of weird. We do got 3 separate areas on for 2% tornado risk for tomorrow. One here, pretty much where that modern risk is. Another one way back here, north of Florida and near the Carolinas, and then way up here near Washington and DC area. Gonna have to keep an eye on that. I think we could have a potential 5% added as well for tomorrow in this 2% area, but we'll just have to keep an eye and see what the later outlooks look like. And now it seems like after those days, we're finally going to get a break in the severe weather for at least a week now, after today and tomorrow. So that's the good thing. But in the meantime, let's dive into here and take a look at the shorter range models for today, starting with Texas, as I seen a couple little supercells popping up just to the west of the Killeen area for today. And we can go into about 5 p.m. time frame right here, and you can see these little cells, also some cells forming in Dallas and that enhanced risk. And this is really going to be, there's a little bit of a cap in place down here, so it's going to depend on if it can break or not, right? So we can push this in time frame, and the models have been showing, some supercells forming just over the Killeen area, just to the west of Waco, and then possibly some supercells forming out here, just to the northeast of the Dallas area. And we can take this in time. You can kind of see it. Just they're set up on this boundary that's stretching all the way up north, where the same one that's creating the severe weather. And you can see 8 p.m. still a little cell down here. I think we could definitely get one. Let's go ahead and go back here to the severe parameters, updraft velocity, and this is going to kind of show us the potential, strength hell, if the storms have any rotation in them. You can definitely see, there's some cells out here. There's one little cell, discrete. That's the thing about it, is that any cells that get going out here are going to be very, very discrete, and that's what's concerning. It's one of those situations where you don't have that high of a risk, but if everything comes together, you can almost guarantee that your bottom dollar, it's going to be something significant. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that as far as that goes for today. Now, going into the bigger picture for today, where we have that modern risk up here in the Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee area, we can push this in time to this is about 2 p.m. today, in the next couple hours after releasing this video. You can see some storms already starting to fire down here in the Tennessee, Kentucky area. Take this forward a little bit more, and you can see a couple, the discrete cells down here are the ones that we're really going to have to watch. Now, I'm not saying that we're not going to see any potential significant tornadoes embedded in this line, but they're not going to be as significant as if they were supercellular by themselves, more discrete and able to take advantage of the atmosphere around them and really harvest that energy. And, going to 7 p.m., they're moving through Missouri. Kind of, it's like this boundary. It's not really moving too fast, and you can kind of tell. And I think we might get a little bit more of a discrete mode a little bit later on as the sun sets, possibly up here. If they can stay more discrete, and that's something we'll have to watch for. And we can come take a look at the significant tornado parameter for today, beginning with, let's go to about 12 p.m. pretty much now at the time I'm recording this video. And you can see, I mean, numbers are definitely already impressive. We're pushing to 5, half of what the tornado parameter can go up to. And as we take this forward, this is 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. And you can definitely see the tornado parameters up here a little more heightened along that boundary. 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., and 10 p.m., right? They pretty much stay elevated up here. And you can see later on tonight, the tornado parameters do get elevated down here in Texas. That's what I'm saying. If storms can get discrete down here and form, I definitely think they're going to be an issue. If you live down here in Texas, don't let your guard down. I know it's just a slight risk. I know, oh, it's not going to be that bad. We never see any storms. It just takes that one storm. We really need to keep an eye out for that. So definitely keep an eye for that down here. And obviously, if you're in the modern risk up here in Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, all these areas definitely on high alert today as that modern risk is in place. And another thing we are not lacking is going to be CAPE, convective available potential energy. And I mean, going into 1 p.m. today, I mean, we're pushing almost 5,000 joules per kilogram here in Texas, going all the way up to Oklahoma, about 3,000 to 3,500 joules per kilogram in that modern area. And we can take this forward 4 p.m. I mean, we're pushing well over 5,000 joules per kilogram. Mind you only need about 1,000 to 1,500 joules per kilogram to get thunderstorms going. So plenty of energy in the atmosphere for these storms to feed off. And you can see around the time frame we're supposed to get those supercells down here in Texas, right? If the cap can break, you can see, I mean, plenty of energy down here and plenty of energy up here. And I'm not trying to make it seem like this is not going to be serious up here, but I definitely want to emphasize that just because you're not in a moderate risk or you're one of the lower risk does not mean that you don't have the potential to see tornadoes or potentially significant tornadoes. I've seen days where we only have a marginal risk and we end up getting a very significant tornado. It's very rare. It doesn't happen often, but it's something that you have to take in consideration when definitely this time of the year, when all the parameters and all the ingredients are in place, it's definitely something that I want y'all to keep an eye on and don't let your guard down because of it. But that's pretty much going to conclude it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. Like it if you like it. Smash that subscribe button as I'll be doing more videos like this in the future. As far as storm chasing videos, we might be in a lull a little bit, so might be a couple weeks until we get back out there. I'm excited for hurricane season. Definitely want to get out there and chase this year. But it looks like today, May 8th, and then tomorrow, May 9th, Thursday. And then after that, maybe a little bit marginal risk for tomorrow for portions of Florida, Louisiana, and Alabama. But after that, I mean, we're golden for at least the next week. I don't think we're going to see any more severe weather. So appreciate y'all watching, guys. Thank you. If you like the video, like I said, like it, subscribe, and I'll